If you give up, you're like everyone else. Chris Everett, my friends, don't give up. Each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, you can find that time. I do. I find the time to do my own trading. I find the time to review these charts for you, to put this show together, to get it all posted across all the platforms, to provide the 5-day plus ETF trading analysis and execution plan and the trade execution summary guide for free for you guys, because I love you, because I love sharing the market. It is so much fun, and I'm so tired of people getting screwed. I've explained many times why I started doing this after I got screwed, after the dot-com collapse, and watched my fortune collapse threefold. I'd watched it grow 300% and then collapse just under 300%. And I said, I'll never let this happen again. I had an MBA, I had an undergraduate degree in business, I had a law degree. I knew how things worked, and I still got hammered because I listened to words from salesmen who were more interested in keeping me in the market rather than me having my own knowledge to make my own decisions. And I can tell you, as an attorney who's practiced law for 34 plus years, you got to educate yourself. You've got to trust in you. You've got to know what the hell is going on. And that comes what? From knowledge. And from knowledge, putting yourself out in the marketplace, practice trading, learning, thinking, doing, you develop skills and wisdom. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks are mixed. Bonds are down. Gold is up. Bitcoin is down. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. The S&P is up. The NASDAQ is down. They're both really about flat. The S&P 500 is up for the day 0.23%. Now look at the volume. Pretty weak. I don't know if tomorrow can get us up to the average, which is that black line. We haven't seen average since back on the week beginning the 17th of November when things really dropped over hard. Last week, green spinning top. It had been great to see high volume then. We did not, but things nonetheless have continued to eke up. The high last week, 688.39. The high this week, 689.25. So we are going in the right direction. The market seemed okay, but not overly exuberant so far with the Fed meeting. And we continue to plug along. Now, check out the high. It is 689.25. The prior high, 689.70. So we are getting very close to that. Are we going to beat it, or is that going to be a ceiling? We're going to be watching that, my friends, particularly on Friday, to tell us, is this move going to keep going, or is it going to die on the vine, going to be strangled in the crib, going to be no Christmas rally? We don't know. Let's see. So far, things are moving. They're moving slowly, not a crazy overabundance and exuberance. But again, when we look at the last day and a half, we had all sorts of ranging in price on Friday's tomorrow. On Wednesday afternoon, then we had a green spinning top in the morning on Thursday. Then things popped up. Didn't reach the high with all the exuberance after the Fed meeting. So we'll see how this continues to play out. Right now, it looks like it's playing out with continued movement. We've got to get above that prior high from back in November. Let's look at where we are on the NASDAQ. It is down a little bit. You can see in the morning down quite a bit. In fact, the wick tagged the weekly trend line. And then in the afternoon, it gained a little bit, but not enough to get in the positive, closed 0.32% down. So again, that's 0.32, 0.3%. Not a big move down. Pretty much flat, recovering. You can see the volume in the morning. You see the volume yesterday afternoon after the Fed meeting, or with the Fed meeting and the release of their statement on Wednesday afternoon, where things popped up and then, more exuberance than held. And we can see the 2-day chart sitting right there on the weekly trend line. Not a lot of volume. We still have one more day, and you can see the volume on the weekly, not super strong. The high last week was 628.92. The high this week, 629.21, but nowhere near the high of 635.01 from the week beginning the 27th of October. So we are watching the NASDAQ, the tech stocks, again wondering, are they not going to go much more? And no Christmas rally. Right now, we got, a little bit higher. We got an uptrend, but not any volume this week to match last week's average volume, which was good. So again, some questions there. Let's look at where we are on 20-year U.S. government bonds. After starting to move up on Tuesday morning, pulling back some on Tuesday afternoon, moving up Wednesday, popping up nice and strong on the morning of Thursday, but then rolling over in the afternoon and closing down for the day, reverting to the mean. The trend is your friend until the end, and we're still in that trend, staying below. We reached up and touched the weekly trend line and then roll back over beneath it. So we probably are going to get up to average volume as this week ends. We see that a green spinning top is sitting right there on the trend line. Now, as the week ends, it could turn into a red down candle, depending on what happens on Friday. So again, some questions here. We'll keep an eye on bonds. Our trade execution summary grid is showing us a bearish sentiment, more than a coin toss, getting up there with a decent percentage. Let's look at gold. Gold up. It's our real golden spot for the day, up over 1%, 1.08. And our directional probability is above 80% on gold, which is good, continuing to move up. Now, the high last week was 391.72. This week, 394.09. And that is pretty. We see things really kicking up in the morning and in the afternoon on Thursday, average volume. We don't have a lot of volume, though, on the weekly, which again is, it's having price up movement, but nothing really backing it up. Sort of building your house on sand instead of a firm foundation, which is what volume gives you, shows you investor buy-in, the market buy-in. We don't have that, but we do have price moving up. So we'll continue to keep an eye on gold. Remember, gold's high was back in October. That was a high of 403.30, and we're at 394.09. So we'll continue to watch gold. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin down for the day. We pushed through the weekly trend line back on Wednesday, the 3rd of December, and then it sort of slid sideways since then, and it started rolling over, heading back down after a couple of days of some up movement down in the morning. Not quite as much in the afternoon, down 0.80%. So again, we're waiting, watching, seeing. Are we going to get to average volume by the end of the week? Maybe we do. But again, we've got a red doji here. If there's a good green candles tomorrow, and we see this doji turn into a green up candle, this it is a green spinning top technically on the weekly. We don't have average volume here, but we do have a peak in the low. I keep thinking maybe we're building a base here and things are going to turn around. So let's see how well Bitcoin looks tomorrow. But when we run our trade execution summary grid, it's still showing a lot of downward bearish pressure. So, we're having some inherent weakness there. For those of you who are Patreon members, please do read under the trade execution summary grid. The 5-day plus ETF trading analysis and execution plan. Please do read under Bitcoin about the price direction, the expected price moves, the backtest accuracy, and what we see as the key Heikin-Ashi candlestick patterns, and see if you agree with those. That would continue to make you believe that there is downward pressure of some significance here. That is where we are as we end the day. Patreon members, thank you so much for all your support. We always love to hear from you, my friends. CW@chartingwealth.com. And when I say I care about you, I really do. That's why I bring this to you for free every day and have for well over a decade now, because we care. Don't let yourself get screwed. Pay attention. Learn by doing. You can do this. That's what this is all about. Become wise. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.